Thank you all so much for coming here today for the budget signing. And I know, Supervisor Chan, there were a lot of challenging times and a lot of doubts and a lot of frustration, but I am very surprised that throughout this entire process, no matter what, you kept a smile on your face. So thank you so much for your hard work and for working with your colleagues and getting us through. I know we had to make some hard decisions in light of a $780 million 2-year deficit, but the fact that we got through it in almost record time is pretty surprising and admirable. So congratulations, and thank you to each and every one of your colleagues for the work that you put into this budget as well. To Anna and the entire budget team, I don't know if you guys know, but I don't have turnover with the directors of the budget team because I am a difficult person to work for. This budget process is so intense that they're like, look, I'm only doing one budget process, then I'm out of here. But we are so grateful to you, Anna, because you've been with the budget team for so many years, and to get us through this process, to make adjustments not just from the board and from the budget and legislative analysts from the board, but also from the various departments and me and everything in between, and then to come up with this balanced budget. Thank you to each and every one of you for your hard work. I don't know if Ben Rosenfield is here. He's not here. Oh, you guys drove him out of here. These budgets are hard. And so, thank you to Ben because, this is like Super Bowl to him. And he really gets excited about it. But then as soon as it's over, he's out of here like I know most people are. And I'm surprised President Peskin is still here, but I guess it's because he's president now and he has to be a responsible leader. So thank you again to Ben for all of your hard work. And I gotta say, usually the mayor never thanks the Board of Supervisors budget and legislative analysts because usually they're taking all the money. And I know that Harvey Rose and his team took all of the money they could. Harvey, you're losing your touch because I didn't hear about any shouting or any kind of anything, so we must have made it too easy for you. Next year, don't worry. We're gonna make it real hard and your blood pressure's gonna boil and you're gonna be able to yell at some people. So looking forward to it. And thank you so much, Harvey Rose, for being here with us today. To our various department heads, boy, you guys gave them the blues. I actually had a few who gave me a letter of resignation, but I had to beg them to stay with the promises that I'll be nice even if the board isn't. So thank you to all the department heads for all of your work, all of your fight, all of your, what we're gonna do to help get this budget to be of use to the people of the city and county of San Francisco. It's been a really difficult couple of years. And more recently, I have been out in the community meeting with businesses, talking to people, and reminding the public of who we are as San Franciscans. Because I think we can't forget what San Francisco has done in the past. We can't continue to put ourselves down or to criticize a lot of the things that are going on, because like any other major city, San Francisco has problems. It has problems. But unlike any other major city, San Francisco has been a leader and a beacon of hope and a place that dreamers come and a place of possibilities. As we prepare for APEC, the Asian Pacific Economic Cooperative, this will be one of the biggest events, international events that San Francisco has experienced since 1945, when the United Nations was established right here in the city and county of San Francisco. And why this matters? It matters because San Francisco will be on the world stage. And unlike what is happening in the press now with what people are trying to say to define us as a city, even though many of those people don't live here and they're still writing those stories, the press will be here to make up their own minds based on their own experiences about what we are. and what we represent. And because of this budget, they will begin to see. They will see that San Francisco streets are clean and safe. They will see that people feel safe in their neighborhoods and communities because of wonderful programs like First Year Free and the investments in small businesses. They will see our neighborhood corridors packed. They will see a different San Francisco with new neighborhoods like Mission Bay and things that are coming out of Pier 70 and the Shipyard. They will start to see the magic of San Francisco that people continue to talk about. Because even though we may fight it out in City Hall for the things that we care about, at the end of the day when the decisions are made, it's then time for us to roll up our sleeves and get the job done. We will deliver on some of the commitments we made. Our economic recovery definitely depends on some reforms to our taxes. Over the past 5 years, we've introduced 14 taxes, and what businesses have said to me time and time again is, stop changing the rules in the middle of the game. We want some certainty about our future, and look, there are some businesses that can make it rain for San Francisco. They can afford to. But there are other businesses, especially like our retailers, that are struggling, and we are seeing the impacts on a lot of the decisions that we've made around taxes. And so I appreciate the Board of Supervisors and their willingness to make some adjustments so that we can move forward, so we can start thinking about tax reform and how we make it more fair and equitable depending on whether or not you have a small business or a big business. Because right now, everyone's talking about artificial intelligence. And what's happening with artificial intelligence is actually happening in San Francisco. Of the top 20 companies in the world, 13 are in the Bay Area and 8 here in San Francisco. All of that new technology they're looking for, they're in the process. 10 companies in AI are looking for 800,000 square feet of office space. So there are great things happening, but how do we balance that with the future of what we need as it relates to our economy? And part of what we're doing in this budget helps to do that, so I appreciate that. And what we do around homelessness, around behavioral health, around people struggling with addiction. The behavioral health beds, the shelter beds, the permanent housing that we're going to be providing will be a game changer. We were not, as a result of this budget, we did not cut any of the beds that we were able to provide. Since 2018, we went from 10,000 units of permanently supported housing to 15,000 units that provide a second chance for people to have a home. And this budget has not only maintained what we are able to have, so that we don't lose any of those beds, it provides more resources to add more. This budget helps us address the challenges that continue to exist with our children, investing in our public school system, investing in City College, providing resources for childcare and facilities, making sure food security, despite the cuts from the federal government, has the resources necessary to continue and thrive, providing our in-home support services workers and nonprofit workers an increase because they are doing the very difficult jobs that we need them to do to help with some of our real challenges. So this budget represents our values. This budget represents real challenges that we need to continue to invest in. But I also want to make sure that we understand every dollar that each and every one of you are responsible for, make sure it does not go to waste. People are counting on us to use this money wisely, to help change and save lives, to help make San Francisco better, to help make sure people have a decent living wage to be able to take care of themselves. It does so much, and we should be proud. And next year is going to be even harder. We think that this year was hard. Next year is going to be even harder. And that's why I'm truly looking forward to working with the Board of Supervisors on the work that we need to do around tax reforms, around changes to our investments, and around accountability for the dollars that are being spent throughout San Francisco. It's going to be hard, but we live for hard. San Francisco isn't called a resilient city for nothing. Because when earthquakes happen, when pandemics happen, when the challenges happen and our backs are against a wall, we still move forward. And we demonstrate to the rest of the world why San Francisco is such a great city. And that's what's going to happen when we host APEC. That's what's going to happen when we host FIFA with the soccer legends from all over. Because yes, it may be happening at Levi's, the FIFA and the Super Bowl, but guess where they're going to be staying and doing things? In San Francisco. There's so many wonderful things about this city. In addition, recently, the Grateful Dead with John Mayer hosted a 3-day sold-out event. That's why everybody was dressed in tie-dye all over this city. It was an exciting time, and people who visited San Francisco said, this is a great city. This is a beautiful city. This is an amazing city. It is clearly the city that Tony Bennett wrote about, where the cable cars could help you reach halfway to the stars. Let's remember that as we start to go about the days of doing our work and the challenges that continue to persist. People are counting on us to make this budget live up to what we're promising. A new day, a new dawn, a new hope, new excitement, but still, make sure every dollar counts. And with that, let's sign this budget.
It's not a wire.
Okay, only you do. What's the date today?
Anna Dooney, get in here.
No, the 26th. I was like, wait, no, it's the 25th. No, it's 26th. All right,
I feel like
thank
it's
you.
that show me the money Jerry Maguire moment.
It's official.
The day that I visualize that that's the goal. We get to the space where you smile, I smile too, and you hand me that little pen after you sign. But let me just say though, with that, I know that it was a difficult path to get here. The reason why I know is because I was a good legislative aide for almost 20 years in this place. And let me tell you, there were many lessons that I learned, including that this beautiful dome that we stand under every day is like kryptonite. Even if you have superpower and if you come into this space, day in and day out, it will consume you. The pettiness, the anger, and the jealousy, and all that ego and power trips that people have will consume you. And the only way out, in my opinion, as a good aide, is to get out. Well, every day, to make sure that you talk to the labor partners, you talk to the workers, you talk to the seniors and the most vulnerables and the community advocates outside of this place. And you bring their strength and their power to this table of negotiation. And you make sure you remember them when you are at that table with that power and at that seat. And so with that, I bring that strength, their strength, to the table. And because let me tell you, it's not easy to find commonality among all of us who are so different and so diverse. But even between Madam Mayor and I, seemingly very different people, we too have commonality. We both are Galileo High grads, and we are the Lionesses She's the loud one. Again, I'm the quiet one. Nonetheless, we are the lionesses, and we bring our power and strength to the table when we negotiate and when we talk. But again, I think that what we have in common, like Mayor Bree said, this is about the people. Budget is not just about numbers. Budget is actually about people. This is the people's process. It is about how do we make sure we take care of San Franciscans. And with that, we do. I agree with Mayor Bree that with this budget, we take care of San Franciscans. But not just the San Franciscans today, but the San Franciscans to come. Because we want to welcome big business, small business, workers, and families, and immigrants. They are welcome here and they belong. And that's what we need them to know. I see that board president already skipped out, but let me tell you, even with board president Peskin said that we are knee deep in blood with this budget deficit. But with this process and with Mayor Bree and her team and her city departments, it is what I believe, even knee deep in blood. Again, that is the visual, and it's true. That's where we're at right now with this budget and with our future. But even with that, the strength that every single one of us bring to this room, under this dome, we will overcome, and we will overcome all the challenges. The budget is already signed. I agree. Let's get back to work. Thank you.